Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you guys could follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me tell you what I got up here on my easel. I have my 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go, and we could get started with today's painting. Now, in addition from last video, I did add a new color, being Van Dyke Brown. Uh, I will use it sometimes. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But you guys could keep it on your palette just in case. So let's go ahead and let's just get right into the painting. Let's go ahead, let's go with our 2-inch brush into phthalo blue. Just tap both sides of the bristles, just like so. And let's come up here to the canvas and let's just dance in a nice simple little sky. There. Just going crisscross and just whew, nice and soft. There. Go across. I like to go up and down time to time and just go back across. Let me go back into a little more phthalo blue just to darken up that corner right there. There. We got a nice vibrant blue sky just like that. There we are. So let me go ahead and let me grab a 1-inch brush, nice synthetic, clean, dry, and let me go into titanium white. Load that brush up full with paint. Load it up both sides. Now let's come up here to the canvas and let's block in a few little clouds that just live up in that sky. There. That easy. Just kind of tap and pull down. There we are. There. Now let me kind of clean off my brush a bit so there's less pigmentation on the brush. And we're gonna come up here and just going in circles, just blend out that base. Going in circles. Lift upwards in the direction you want your cloud to go. And go across ever so lightly. Now let's go ahead. Let's add a second layer. Maybe our second layer just starts over here and just goes off. There. Same thing. Blend the base of the cloud. You don't want to touch the top part. You can go crisscross if you like. Lift up and go across. And just like that, you have yourself some nice little clouds up in there. Now, let's go ahead. Let's grab a little bit of mountain mixture. Let's cut a roll and just get that little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let me see if you guys could see it good. That little roll right there on the edge of your knife. And let's come up here onto the canvas and let's decide. Maybe we don't want it right in the center, so maybe somewhere around here. There. Just like so. Just cut a roll of paint. There. maybe just a few little bits that stand out. There. Okay. Now let me clean off my knife before I proceed with anything, and we'll grab our brush that we used to blend our clouds with. It really doesn't matter to me. And we'll just grab and pull that paint. Just grab it and pull. There. There we are. All you're doing is grabbing and pulling that paint, and thanks to that liquid white, it allows us to move that paint so easily. Now let's grab our palette knife. We'll put this black away. We don't need that for now. We'll grab a little bit of our brown color and a little bit of white. Maybe a little bit more brown. Cut a roll. Let's come up here and ever so lightly, we just want a few small indications of a rocky hill up there, or just something subtle. This isn't going to be the main point, or the main focus, I should say. So I'm not trying to spend too much time or too focused on this. Sometimes I get caught up and start adding details on details like the clouds. And I realize, wait, that's not the main focus. Keep it moving. There. And we'll grab a little bit of that brown, a little bit of black. And we gotta add a little bit of shadows. There. There we are. Just try to make everything come together as one. There we are. Take your time. No rush. Shoom. Little shadow over here. There. Let's go back into our highlight color and just fix some of that. That was just my main concerns. Maybe over here just a bit. And let's fix a bit right there. Shoom. Okay. Clean off my knife and just tap out that base. There. And just go crisscross ever so lightly. Now, me personally, I love it. I love it when there's grass growing on a mountain or whatever. So I'm gonna add a little bit of sap green, a little bit of cadmium yellow. Just mixing that with my palette knife. Shoot, what the heck? Maybe even a little bit of phthalo green. And what the heck? Little Indian yellow too. So both yellows and both greens. Little touch of bright red, just very little. There. Let's go ahead with our 2-inch brush, just load it up with some of that color. And let's come up here and just, there, few little things just up in there. Okay. I don't want much detail going on. I'm just following the angles really. There. Now, let's go ahead. Let's add in a little bit of that brown color to that green, just to make it a bit muddy. And we're gonna add a little bit of black to it, just to darken it a bit. A little bit of that brown. I want a muddy green. Load up our 2-inch full width color. Let's come up here and just you know what? We're gonna need foothills over here too. So what we're gonna do is raise this up. There. Just pull a little bit of color down. There, just lift it up very lightly and go across. Now, to that same color, we're gonna add in even more mountain mixture just to darken it up. I want nice, good contrast. Clean off my palette knife and load up my 2-inch brush once again. And maybe there lives a foothill right around there. There's no rules. You have fun. That's the only rule. There. Go across and lift up a few little indications of some trees back in there. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's use that color. And we're just gonna add in some land. It doesn't matter how you get that color in there, as long as that color's on the canvas. Shoot, just like so. There. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's add in a little bit of grassy highlights. We're gonna go with our same dirty brush. Shoot, what the heck, maybe a little bit of phthalo green. And just load up your brush full with color. And let's come up here and just very lightly. There. Just tap some grass. Lives in your brush. All you have to do is just tap it out. It's going from one home to another. From your brush to the canvas. There. There we are. Load up your brush each and every time. That'll help for better paint distribution and all that good stuff. Let's go. I'm gonna do a nice something slick, hopefully. There. I'll come back and add a little extra highlights. Right now I'm just trying to do this as fast as possible so I could do something before I forget it. There we are. Okay, today we're going to be using the classic flat brush. It's a very, very good brush. And just load it up with a little bit of color. A little bit of brown I'm using. And I'm going to just take it back through there. And now just have it come down through here. Now you're probably saying that's not sleek or whatever. Well, I'm going to add a little bit of our background tree color. And just kind of hide it a bit. Hopefully at the end it comes out just like I envisioned it. Let's go ahead and let's highlight this other side. Needs a little more light. There we are. A little bit of grassy vegetation. Let's add in a little bit of phthalo green. Oh, that's too much, but you see what can happen if you use too much. You gotta be careful with it. Use it wisely. It's not like your sap green where you can put a good amount in. Nothing bad will happen. This one, if you put too much, ooh, it'll eat your color up. Let's come up here and maybe a few little indications, some extra little highlight. Also to kind of make each little thing individual. There. Just tap and don't overdo it. Once you start to overdo it, then it loses that effect of that extra little highlight. Then it's just, oh, it's all the highlight. There. There we are. There. Now, I'm going to stop right there for the grass. And we're going to, let me clean up my palette before we start anything. Need a fresh new palette before starting something new. Let's grab a little bit of black and brown. And just really, I'm looking for a nice dark brown. Okay, we're gonna do this Bob Ross style. Let's go ahead and let's scratch out a nice little cabin. It's been a while since I've scratched out a cabin. I always just put them in and just work from there. Okay, maybe over here, just the roof. There. And maybe there is an extra little small building. And we'll grab a little bit of that brown color. And just push it into that fabric. There. I usually don't do this, but shoot, what the heck. You gotta throw it back sometimes, old school. No, I'm kidding. There we are. There. And we'll just add this other piece. There. Very simple. We'll pile up this brown color. Grab a little bit of that original brown. Add a little bit of white. Let's go ahead, let's highlight it. Where's the light hitting? Over here. Boom, boom. Graze it. Maybe we see a little bit of light on the top of this side, but then it has to get darker because less light would be hitting it. Let's come up here, add a little darker just to kind of drop the color down a bit. That base color we're using, and just adding a little more brown. That way it has less white in it. There. Ever so gently. We'll see a little bit of extra light shining through here. Just a little bit. And we'll start to lose a little bit of that light. Not all the light gets to reach it. There. We'll do this. And in order to get the point across that this sticks out a bit, you add a little bit of darker color just to make it stand out. Okay, now let's bring our cabin together. There. Oh, and before I forget, we need a little door. There. Just scratch off any excess paint. Let's fix up the grass. There. Just a neat little way to put in a cabin. Okay, let's stand back, look at it for a bit. We got some time. So let's go ahead. Let's get crazy before I ever do anything. I'm gonna pile up this paint that I have. Let me pile this up. And let's add a little bit more brown to that and a little bit of black. We need it dark. There. I just don't want black. I don't want pure black. It's okay to use black, but pure black, it just destroys everything because then you can't go darker. So, wiggling my 1-inch to chisel the brush. Not enough paint. That's an issue that people run into when trying to chisel their brushes. They won't use enough paint, and so the moment of truth when they have to do it, it's not chiseled, and when they try to do whatever they're instructed to, it won't work because not enough paint. So very, very important. Make sure your brush is fully loaded and has enough paint to chisel the brush. Right there, that's a chiseled brush. As you can see, not too many openings. Let's come up here and just, and even then it opened on me. There. Maybe just, let me close that up a bit more. Maybe there lives another tree right around there. Okay. Maybe Maybe there lives a tree back there. Maybe one right there. You have fun and enjoy where to put your trees. No one can tell you where one tree has to live. Only yourself. You can tell yourself this tree belongs here. Just like so. Boop. We need a crooked one. So we'll get one and just boop. This one goes off the painting. Let's go ahead, a little bit of black. We'll take a little bit of phthalo green in there. Just a little bit. Wiggle the brush, full with paint. Pull it straight through. And let's come up here. Look, that's more chiseled than before. You can see it's nice and glued together. Let's come up here and just add in some leaves onto these trees. Okay, a few little. I like when I'm putting on the leaves, I like to think about it as me painting an evergreen. I think it's that motion, and that motion will allow for a better look for the leaves, but just curl it a bit more rather than just straight. Okay, maybe over here. The brush will do most of the work for you. You just have to guide it. A little bit of phthalo green, a little more black. You just have to guide it. The brush does not know where you want to go, but it's willing to do the work for you if you just guide it. There, maybe over here. There. Very, very delicate. There we are. And over here. Just wiggle the brush through the paint and pull it straight through to get that chiseled brush. Okay, we gotta do the other side and just tap it. Oh, not enough paint. I almost did it without enough paint. That would have been some trouble right there. There. In your painting, if you don't want to put in the trees, that's all right. You have that authority to say, I don't want it. Not everything you have to put just because I do or because another artist does it. Shoot, that makes it better that you don't do it, because then it makes your painting stand out. Let's come up here and a few little leaf highlights. There. Simple, simple. And what helps these is all the brown and all that stuff behind it. It makes the green stand out even more. Or like this one with the sky. Like the green against the blue. Ooh, it'll stand out. I don't like doing trees around this area because then, even though it's different shades of green, sometimes it could get lost. It can get lost because of all the greens. There. There we are. Let's come up here and few little indications here and there. Some highlights. There. Wiggle your brush through the paint and pull it. I probably said it so many times you guys are annoyed of me saying it. But that's what it takes for you guys to learn how to chisel a brush. And I don't mind. Even if you guys get a little annoyed with me. There. Just tap and go at it. Okay. Now, let's fix up the little feet of the base of the tree with a little bit of grassy color. There. Right over there. There we are. Shoo. You can cut that off right there. Cut this off. Let me go ahead. Last final thing before we end this wonderful video and wonderful painting. We need a fence. This guy, whoever's living out here, is very lucky, but he can't just have his barn or house unprotected. He needs a little fence. And it just fades off, really. Let's come up here and just boop, maybe it goes off and just. And with that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Try this painting out. It's a nice fun one and it works with depth. So it'll make you think about things you probably wouldn't think of originally. I really hope you try this painting. If you do, send me a photo. I would love to see what you create. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.